gerade in Berlin zusammen mit Tyler Thompson, der nicht nur Co-Writer, also Drehbuchautor von der Serie The Chosen ist, sondern auch von dem Kurzfilm Der Hirte, der die Geburt von Jesus zeigt. Und ich wechsle gerade auf Englisch, weil er ist Amerikaner. So Tyler, it's great that you're here. It's so great to have you here. First time in Germany or second, third time?
First time in Germany. Not my first time to Europe, but first time in this country, and I love it. It's beautiful.
I think it was time to go to Germany.
Yeah, at the time.
So good that you're here. It's so good to see you in Berlin. What do you think about the city?
Oh, the city is amazing. I wish I could stay a whole nother week. We went on a car tour yesterday and we saw the Reichstag and we saw part of the former Berlin Wall and things like that. So it's very interesting. And we're staying in a hotel that's like the former communist headquarters in East Berlin.
It's a very historical city.
Yeah, very.
So when you're not in Germany, you're in the US and you are writing. I have not seen one episode from season 3.
Oh,
so it would be for me a release.
Yeah, some good surprises in store for you, I hope.
Yeah. I heard about how the actors and how everyone is talking about season 3.
Yeah, what are they saying? What are you hearing?
When I was at the set in August, they said, well, season 1 was Get Used to Different. Mm-hmm. Season 2 was Come and See. Mm-hmm. And they said, I think it's a joke, season 3 could be The Honeymoon is Over.
It's not a joke, it's real.
Yeah?
It's just a little bit, season 3 is a little heavier and we get into more the nitty gritty and it's not all fun and games anymore.
Sounds serious.
But it's still fun and uplifting. There's just some more, I think, very relatable human conflict, human relationships, things that I think, hard things that people go through in their day-to-day lives in modern day that were also hard things that people went through during the time of Jesus when they were following him.
Just downstairs, Jordan Ross, the actor of Little James, is talking to Samuel Koch, who's one of the ambassadors here in Germany. And I heard about that this scene where Little James is talking to Jesus about why haven't you healed me, is something that many people can interact, can understand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would you say, what is the most interesting scene in season 3?
Yeah, well, that scene in particular, we all worked on a lot. It was like workshopped quite a bit to understand how we would want to communicate why little James hasn't been healed yet. In terms of what was the most difficult scene to write for season 3, I can't say because it's a spoiler, but I can say for season 1, the scene between Jesus and Nicodemus on the roof when they're talking about faith and what it means to be born again. That was challenging, but very rewarding. Like we had to expand on a lot of the things that are said in the Bible to kind of explain a little bit. So it was a ton of hard work, but seeing it pay off was really rewarding.
It was worth the effort, I guess.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Great scene.
Thank you.
So everything that comes out on The Chosen is like a product of you 3, Ryan, Dallas, and you.
Yeah.
How would you describe your role in the triangle of you 3 writing the show?
Well, it's totally like a team effort where everyone has meaningful things to contribute. I think sometimes they lean on me for a little bit more of the historical and biblical context, maybe cultural things about Judaism. I studied a lot of that stuff in college, so they'll sort of maybe turn to me in the moments when they're looking for things like that. Each writer has something unique to offer, but it's not just one thing. Like some people will say like, oh, well, Ryan does a lot of the plot and structure, and that's true, but he can also do very poetic work, and he does, you know, and people will say, oh, Tyler does a lot of the poetic ideas or the more whatever, but I also have learned a lot about structure too. So it's very much, we learn from each other and we've grown together as a trio of 3 writers.
So you're getting better while you're doing a show that is so awesome. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, kind of, it's a win-win.
Yeah, for everyone, for us especially.
Oh, good, yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
You were part of writing The Shepherd. You're part of writing The Chosen now.
Yes.
I think there are very many similarities between these 2 chapters of your work. Are there differences between these chapters? What would you say?
Well, The Shepherd was just the very first project that was a standalone. When we made The Shepherd, we weren't planning on turning it into an entire TV series. The 2 chapters are very similar because they're both taking a well-known story. In the case of The Shepherd, it's the well-known story of the Nativity, but approaching it through the eyes of this shepherd. The shepherds aren't like named in the Bible. They're very little description. So we have a lot of like leeway and freedom to explore who was this guy, or who would these shepherds have been, and how would they've interacted with this story. And then, as you said, referring to the show as chapter 2, it's the same thing. Who were these people? Who was Simon Peter? What was his wife like? What was his brother Andrew like? What was their work like? You know, seeing Jesus through their eyes it's very much the same idea. It's just fleshed out in a different way because the shepherd is obviously a Christmas story, and the chosen is more of like, you know, Jesus has grown up and he's starting to face opposition, and things are getting harder and harder and harder.
So that's why The Shepherd is just one movie that you can watch it on Christmas, and The Chosen is a series, so you can watch it every day,
Yes.
all over the year.
Yes, we have The Shepherd, and then we have another Christmas short called The Messengers.
The Messengers.
Yeah, that's like an expansion on The Shepherd.
Okay, if The Shepherd was chapter 1, if The Chosen was chapter 2, are you thinking, is there some thought that there might be a chapter 3 in kind of your work?
All I can say is I think there will be another chapter. What it is, I can't say yet. And I'm excited myself to find out what that third chapter might be. But I'm sure there is something else coming after this.
I won't ask more. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Thank you for helping people in Germany get more access to it. And we're just so excited that people over here are seeing the show. I never would have dreamed when I was a kid growing up in like a cornfield and on a farm in Illinois, you know?
And now you're here in Berlin.
I know,
standing in a big theater.
Yeah. It's beautiful. This theater is fantastic too. It's very impressive.
Some people are a little concerned about that the name is the Babylon.
Yeah.
Some of the people like, why do you go to the Babylon when you do a Christian show? But the show's for everyone, right?
Yeah, the show's for everyone, and if it's not for Babylon, then who is it for?
I like that. Thank you, man.
You as well. Thank you.